This is a Frank podcast.
This Warriors Life podcast 2025, episode 44. Will and Brad back after a 2 and a bit month hiatus. A few false starts, a few false promises. But yeah, here we are, Brad. Late November, back on the horse. How you feeling?
Yeah, procrastination at its best, hasn't it been? It's been amazing. And it's been a while since I've heard that fat beat rolling in my ear holes start of a show there. Dun, 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 yeah, just the memories are flooding back of what this is. Yeah, I've been all right. Filthy day. I've actually been grumpy. You see me pre-show. I was a little hyped up.
You're all hot and bothered. We've picked probably the hottest, windiest day in Canterbury and Otago to get this done. I'm a little bit hot and bothered myself. Brad, you're struggling down there. Swing the camera around for those watching on YouTube and show us how windy it is in your neck of the woods.
See if it blows enough. But is that showing anything there, Will? It seems to have been a bit of a lull. There's a bit of a flap on the louver there.
Yeah, that palm's getting high. Buffeted. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not nice. So I'm actually the reason I'm inside is because in the shed where I usually have me little setup, it's like being in a wind tunnel up there. You can't hear yourself think. I've been working there all day, lost my hat about 5 times trying to get from the shed to the house. I've been on I reckon at least 6 occasions today. I've told the wind out loud to F off, like verbally trying to assault it, hasn't listened.
Trying to punch the breeze.
And I got in here earlier as we were getting the warmer. I was feral. So yeah, it hasn't been fun. And like you say, cherry on top, she's about 46 degrees. So yeah, really ramps it up. And just to finish it off, I've got a game of touch at 7:45 tonight. So yeah, Thursday has been a battle until this. This is such a lovely little break to have in the middle.
What a pleasure. What a pleasure.
Me up. Yeah. Yeah. How you been, bro?
7:45, Brad. 7:45 there. That's on late for the Australian television audience, I take it?
Yeah, I think, well, the main game, you got to get all the palaver and that before we get on take the field at Bishop Court, National field number 6. How's this? How far removed? They just do, how much disregard have they given us? We are at 7:45, field 6 at Bishop Court, like not even field 1. Like, you just go up there at the end and have a run corner. Around. Yeah. And we're terrible. Jeez, we're terrible. I think we've scored 3 tries in about 8 games.
Okay. How's that body holding up, Brad? You usually give yourself you're a bit down on your 45-year-old rig there, but how's it holding up in the bright lights of touch footy?
It's not great. There's glimpses of what you could used to do, but I went to step off my left foot the other day and I'd done the big boom, and it took me 3 steps to maneuver what it used to take me. I stepped off the left foot 3 times because that's all the power it had, which would used to take me 1 step. But yeah, it is fun. It is fun having a bit of a run around and sweating it out. So no, it's been quite good. Passing game's atrocious as well, actually.
So your strength back in the day.
Well, yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was. Both those were. Oh no, I wouldn't say strength though. It was what I was less shit at, as opposed to I was shit, and then I was less shit at passing and less shit at stepping. Yeah, I was never good at any of them. Yeah. Oh, how you been? What's it doing up Amber?
Yeah, hot, windy, pretty standard for this time of the year. So I'm battling away, but feel like been in a bit of a daze for a couple of months since our Warriors season finished. Enjoyed the rest of the final series. Reece Walsh going absolutely berserk.
Yeah.
Greatest grand final performance, individual grand final performance of all time. I won't hear any argument otherwise. Just phenomenal. And certainly hard not to get a bit wistful watching that grand final with the 2 best players on the field, Reece Walsh and Ali Katoa, consecutive Warriors NRL Rookies of the Year.
Were they?
Yeah, doing their thing on the grand final stage. But good luck to them. Poor old Ali Katoa, though. What a season hard luck story he's been.
That was terrible. That's such a shame, and it's such a shame that Tonga dropped the ball. Oh, I don't know. Someone did there. Someone did. But it's a shame because Tonga and Samoa, they're why international footy's as big as it is right now. And it's a shame for them to have this little lapse of professionalism and doing all the... I don't know. Is it just solely the doctor's cock-up?
Yeah, I don't know who's really responsible. You'd think by now someone would have put their hand up, but yeah, horrific consequences. At least missing a whole season in his rest of his career under threat.
Yeah,
catastrophic for him and the Melbourne Storm. Real sour note on outstanding Pacific Championships, which of course the Kiwis won in pretty blazing fashion in the end. That was good to see.
Didn't that series put forward the case that is the pinnacle? International footy is the pinnacle of the league all of a sudden, as opposed to state of... Look, there's a decent argument there.
Yeah.
Aussies are starting to shit themselves a little bit to it. They must have been gutted sitting in England, sitting over there playing those dour bastards, and then watching just the fireworks that was going on back here.
Well, those 3 Ashes tests were fucking boring.
Yeah, dog shit.
Barely, Reece Walsh had some good moments, but aside from that, it was pretty dull footy. I think Australia have only got themselves to blame. Did it fell a bit flat. They haven't played England since the 2017 World Cup final. And that rivalry has just lost its edge. They got some big crowds in, but the footy just fell flat. Whereas over here, and in large part to the Tongan and Samoan fans, electric atmosphere, explosive footy. Great to see New Zealand step up and sort of, I guess, reclaim their spot in the pecking order after losing to Tonga last year and missing the final, but deserved their win. Both wins over Samoa and a big win over Tonga. Great to see.
But hasn't like as much the Tongan crowd as it annoys, but that just makes you grab your chest a little bit more for the Kiwis all of a sudden, doesn't it? I don't know if I've ever been so invested. Like I've said a couple of times, NRL is my competition. That's what I love, and international footy was sort of an add-on, not crazy interest, an interest, but didn't care too much results wise. Now I'm like, if there's 40,000 Tongan supporters there, I've got to be standing up for Kiwis. There's a Tongan lady that works at Placemakers, and we had a awesome back and forth during that Pacific series of just messages and every Monday morning having a go at each other. Yeah, it was cool. The international game is great, and the women's series was just as good.
But disappointing in the final.
One-sided.
But good fight from the Kiwi Ferns in the first game against the Jillaroos. A thrilling comeback against Samoa. But just great footy all round on this side of the world.
Yeah. And good weather.
I'd like to. Looked awesome every game. Probably haven't seen much praise, or I didn't anyway, for Stacey Jones. His appointment was criticised. And I think he deserves a fair bit of credit for, a very tough competition to win, and they ended up winning it well.
That's a fair shout. You did right there.
Few players out, very strong opposition, and and against coaches that have had control of their team for a while. Good on Stacey. I hope he hangs on to that gig for a long time.
I half wouldn't care if they just deleted the Northern Hemisphere from rugby league. Sorry.
Apologies to anyone in England listening to this podcast. Carry on.
I know, but it sort of just gets in the way of what could be a great series at the end of each season, having to send one up that way. It's so disconnected. I don't know. That maybe they should make more of an effort to come down here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's what next year's World Cup is for, and we've seen the draw drop for that streamlined tournament.
Yeah.
It's 10 teams. It's been a bit of criticism over the format, and it's gone back to more your 2013 and earlier format, but I like it. New Zealand and Australia playing in a pool game. Two teams from that pool. Fiji's the other sort of semi-contender in that pool. And then then there's 2 other pools that kind of cross over. It's a bit convoluted, but I think it's better. You got far more competitive pool games, whereas last time New Zealand was in a pool with like Ireland, Jamaica, someone else.
No, she done it herself.
And it was just what's
Oh, I
that?
thought you said did Jamaica. No, you said Jamaica. I thought she said did Jamaica. No, she did.
Classic.
Classic, man. Classic.
Yeah. But yeah, like last World Cup was pretty dull until the quarterfinals. Whereas this time you got some blockbusters throughout the pool stage and then straight into semis. No one-sided quarters like we saw last time. And good news for New Zealand is they're going to be on the opposite side of the semi-final draw to Australia, assuming they get through, and gives them opportunity to go into a final after getting put in their collision course with them in the semi-finals last time. So yeah.
So there's 4 pool. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pool 1 has 4 teams, which is you said Fiji, us, blah blah blah, and then 2 pools of 3, correct? With only 1 winner going through.
One winner.
There must be a pool of death. There must be a pretty tough one there with England, Samoa, and Tonga.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah, the England's in one with one. I could easily just.
It was only if you knew offhand. Because there must be a pool of death in that.
Yeah, it's very very tricky for those teams, and there's the crossover ones. But so in Pool B, you've got England, Lebanon, Samoa. It's Cook Islands also in New Zealand's pool. France, Papua New Guinea, Tonga, but then you've got a crossover game each, I believe.
Do they?
Samoa and Tonga will cross over and play each other. So,
jeez, that sounds technical.
Yeah, it's going to be.
They play one far. Righto. Let's wait close to that date before you start trying to explain this to me.
I'll re-explain it to you. Good news for South Island as well. The One New Zealand Stadium is getting the only games of the World Cup. We're not actually a co-host, so it was a bit of a surprise to me to learn the other day that the new covered stadium is going to get a double header: New Zealand versus Cook Islands and Kiwi Ferns versus France. So it's pretty cool.
Wow. Book a limousine. Yeah, I'm keen on that. What month is it?
Might get another
October, November.
Yes. Yeah, late October.
Cool.
I think it looks like it's Labour weekend actually. So yeah, exciting times.
Bring the bloody caravan up. Put the caravan on your front lawn, Will.
Yeah.
Drama with that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, you could just park it outside. I reckon parking around the stadium there's probably going to be pretty ample. So just park the caravan there, and we can top and tail for the night.
The kids, dog, set up the awning and that on the side of the road across the footpath, so people have to walk around. Yeah.
Now, before getting into a bit of Warriors pod, Brad, we've done well, 14 minutes, and still haven't talked about anything Warriors yet.
Getting good at this, man.
Have we even mentioned the team once? Don't think so. I've received through the GT's site. I'll drop that link in where you can get your This Warriors Life merch. Avid TWL fan, Casey O'Sullivan, good rooster, bought a whole bunch of merch. Conversed with them a little bit. Works for the wonderful peanut butter company Fix and Fog, the best out there in my opinion.
Geez, they do a good crunchy.
Oh yeah, do they what? And the rest. And he sent me a little gift pack from Fix and Fog. You can see it just sitting up behind me. Now I'm just gonna try and point to it.
Oh, he has too.
I'm trying to shave in the mirror, but there's your standard extra crunchy there. There's your dark roast crunchy. Looking forward to getting into that. There's the cookie time one. That's good. I've been into that. It's like, better than Nutella. And then the pistachio spread. Now,
pistachio spread. That sounds delish.
Yeah. If you're mucking around with any other type of peanut butter, you're wasting your time really. If you got Fix and Fog at your fingertips there, so good. So thanks, Casey. You're a bloody legend, mate. Brad, I will be putting dollops of your share of those jars into a Tupperware and mailing it down to you ASAP.
Separate, or you're just going to put it all in the same? And I've got it. Surely
I'll
you'll
do my
separate
best to keep
flavors.
it separate, but yeah.
Oh, well, that's that. What a good bastard! Because he's just got the production line I hear there, and he's just a bat. Like, just
I'm sure he's a bit of a bigwig, but he's
Nah, good on him. That's a nice thing to do.
Yeah. So we'll pay it forward. Love love all our fans and love getting free shit too.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. King's Container Crew, Brad, of course, wonderful long-term sponsors of ours, and we love those boys. Some sad news out of there though this week. One of their valued members of staff there suffered a catastrophic brain injury on the weekend, and outlook no good. He's from Colombia here on a Australian work visa or in Melbourne, and basically just looking after him until his family can come and say goodbye, really. So tragic circumstances there. We shared the GoFundMe to help his partner and his family with all the expenses and obviously the stress and everything of this horrific setback. And so our thoughts going out to Lewis and the King's Container Crew family. Super sad. So if you can donate, jump on there. We'll share that in the show notes as well. But love you, team.
Let's get his mum over there to say goodbye.
On to Warriors stuff, Brad. We've missed a fair bit. We last time we checked in, we'd just been bounced by the Panthers to bring a pretty encouraging campaign to an end. And then, I think we were burnt out. We were quite happy to have a bit of a break. Sat through and watched the New South Wales Cup boys though take out a historic title and the state championship in dominant fashion. That was fantastic. Aaron Clark pick up Dalium Lock of the Year. Only a handful of Warriors to get positional awards over the years.
And back to how was he for the Kiwis? Got his first meat pie of the year. Was that his first try of the year? And it was for the Kiwis as well?
Yeah, he went trialist. Yep.
Far out. That dude's grown another leg in the last 12 months.
What a pickup.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
Mr. Today, he was But I mean, what a to be able to pick up someone like that when you've lost Tohu unexpectedly, said goodbye to Dylan Walker in round 3. And what a gap filler.
Turnout.
Fantastic. Also NRLW Peyton Takamoana getting 5'8" for the year. So congratulations. And Ivana Lauatiti for an absolute bell ringer, the tackle of the year at the Dalium. So
hunt that one down if you haven't seen it. Holy roly hey, she buries her, absolutely buries the poor chick. Sniff that one out. We need to put a link in, I reckon.
Plenty of news happening, Brad. We had
fill me in, Will.
For our list. We're talking signings, we're talking departures, talking extensions.
Just movement in general, isn't it? Just movement in general. Yeah.
All these wheels are turning in the off season. Yeah. Luke Metcalf, there's a bit of talk he'd go to the open market. You questioned his
loyalty. I got pretty pussy. I was pretty waspy about that. But then didn't he repay the favour by just signing before even going that was one of the biggest mood swings I've ever had towards a Warriors player, I think.
So
questioning his what year is it?
2028. So he was off contract next year. So it's basically a 2-year extension on top of what his contract already was. So he's with us for the next 3 years. Would love to know the dollar amount there because, I mean, we've seen what he could do at times last year. I think still unproven. And the injury factor is a big concern. 3 years with us, 3 serious league injuries.
I just don't know if we've found his support act completely. Who's the guy that can park next to him? Because he is limited, but like you said, I think it might have been the last pod of the year. Watching some of the highlight reels at the start of the year, that dude was killing it, and we're still negging him for little things he's missing out on. But I think maybe it's his support act. We need to find someone to work with him to help him play a bit free. I was starting to question his loyalties when that was coming through, and now after signing that, I've completely done a 180, and he's proven to me that he is keen to be a Warrior, which is a pretty
it's a hard time to be shopping around for halfbacks or halves in general. So to have locked him in's definitely a coup. Just hope that he can stay on the field, keep progressing. He's not young now. He'll be 27, I think, by the time the season starts. So it sort of has to start happening now and over these next 3 years for him and the club. I'm assuming he's on a pretty hefty deal now. So
what do you reckon?
A bit of pressure on him. Maybe 850, maybe
850. Yeah,
maybe more.
I was going to say between 8 and 9. I was thinking 8 and 9. 8 and 9, bit of Kinner and some power.
Yeah. So as you said, some of those highlights, I think he was actually quite patchy early in the year, but he was really hitting his groove before he got injured. And I think he and Chanel were really finding a bit of balance together. As Fon said, they're kind of like 2 6.5s rather than a 6 and a 7 playing together. And that sort of, I guess, helps his limitations as a halfback, having Chanel a bit more involved, doing half the kicking, doing a bit more of the playmaking. And I would like to see them, or they won't start the season to. Yeah, that's also a shame. Metcalf probably not fit for round 1 with that knee reconstruction. So I think he's probably a month away at this stage into the season. So that makes it a bit tougher to come in with very little, game time preparation. The season's already rolling.
That is.
Chat maybe a bit later about who that halves combo should be to start the year in the meantime, and who it will be long term. Still a lot of debate. I will say I think Chanel is maybe a bit underrated, in my opinion, by the fan base. I watched this video one evening, and it was just every Warriors try of the season, so it just ran through them, and it's quite a nice little snapshot of the year, or at least from an attacking point of view. And my main takeaways were Metcalf was absolutely on fire before he got injured. Leka Halasima is an absolute freak. Like even more than just your assumed knowledge is unbelievable. The best aerial forward I've ever seen, I think. Even throwing Nanai and guys like that into the mix, incredible. Just make something out of nothing. And a negative one. Chance was a ghost as far as attack goes. Just if you'd watched that you'd been in a coma for a year and watched that to catch up, you would wonder if he'd played much at all. And he obviously does a lot of other stuff, but the attacking end of the field, he was pretty absent, and Chanel was incredibly prominent. 18 tries he ended up with. 18 tries, which was, I think, 11th or 12th in the comp, and all very well-credentialed halves and fullbacks above him in that list, and scored 8 tries as well, which was double his highest career tally. So,
because that was probably
responsible for a lot of our points. So, I rate Chanel, and I absolutely have him as one of my halves.
Because that will probably go into what we're going to discuss as well. He's off contract end of next year, correct? Off contract.
So a big year for him.
We had a little disagreement this morning as I was driving to work, as we check in on each other to make sure we opened our eyes again each morning. I was pretty happy to maybe let him walk, but you were pretty firm and keen on keeping him stay.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know if I'm wrong or you're wrong, or maybe I need to look into a bit what he's actually doing out there. You want him to stay though, eh?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, I think he was one of our best last year or last season. And I love him to hang around. So we'll get to the off contract picture there, and a lot of these halves are off contract, and a lot of young guys have been signed in those positions. So you can't keep them all. Onto further signing news, Brad. Long projected, and he's always been a bit of a dream signing for me. And then he sort of fell out of favour at the Titans. But Alefiana Khan-Pereira, the 53 tries and 53 games speedster from the Gold Coast. We've been crying out for speed and a decent outside back signing, and he provides both. Pretty happy about that one. I guess it just is a matter of whether he can either oust Dallin or Roger, or force, say, Roger to centre and command a starting spot, or whether he is actually just your first drop winger at this stage. I kind of Andrew Webster's selection policy would maybe suggest he's a first drop winger rather than a likely round one selection at this stage.
Yeah, at this stage, you're right that safety approach is what's happened in the past. But I'd like him to be straight in there. I really would. I wouldn't even mind a reshuffle with Rog or something. Oh no, I would. I want him in there, and I'd prefer him in there and Dallin to not be in there. Dallin has been below par for a long time now, and I don't know. Some of those wingers and outside backs do get to a use by date, and I wonder if Dallin's almost there and we need to blood someone. Rog proved in the Pacific Series that he's still got a lot in him. He was looking sharp at fullback, wasn't he?
Yeah, he looked great. He was our player of the year, as in a full season on the wing. Controversially ahead of Aaron Clark, but I had him as our runner-up, as our best player to Aaron Clark. Aaron Clark also taking out the Suarez Life King's Container Crew Player of the Year award for the
just sharing this kid in glory.
Yeah, plaudits everywhere. But Roger was fantastic as well, and tremendous on the wing. Like, his yardage was great. Scored I think career best equal tally of tries. We found a spot, and obviously the season before he struggled a bit at centre to get into the game, and so moving him as I'm a little bit hesitant, but that is a problem spot centre, and I'd love to see Khan-Pereira in there somehow. I'm on the same page with Dallin. Unbelievable in 2023. Still got a boatload of tries in 2024, even though it was patchier. But this year, 16 games, 7 tries, and for me, the catalyst is Sean Johnson retiring. He's gets those 39 tries in 42 games over the past 2 seasons with SJ there. Suddenly you're not getting it served up on a platter, and
exactly.
But not that he was scoring some incredible tries, but he just lost that try scoring touch and was pretty all over the show in every other department. If you're not scoring near a try a game, those shortcomings sort of come in the microscope a bit.
Yeah.
So big year for Dallin.
Well, it is a big year in his career. Like probably one of the biggest. Like, you can't have another one of those seasons. Surely Webster and that are seeing exactly what the fans are seeing out there. A man semi-struggling, trying to build up confidence again. Anyone playing out, I bet you any winger that's having a great year, I bet you their half's having just as good a year inside them. So those years that Dallin went good I reckon it's a little bit of a false economy because he was outside Johnson and a bit of a rejuvenated Johnson anyway. So I don't know.
He just scored some unbelievable tries.
He's a little bit suspect to me. Yeah,
he's been like I was not a fan of his signing midway through 2021. He'd had a terrible stint at the Bulldogs, and first couple of years at the Warriors, he was very patchy. Then everything came together in 2023, and then he sort of gone like this, hit that peak and is back down to that
I don't know. Some
Yeah.
players out on those flanks have a lifespan, and he just has. Yeah, I don't know. He's not, and you can't. The shame is you can't keep him as a backup player either. Like he's not that type of. He's not a depth.
No.
He's never going to sit around and be a depth player anywhere. So it's either Khan.
Yeah.
I think Khan, Roger, Lecker at centre. Pick your fullback at the centre. Rocco, I don't mind. Yeah.
Adam
Sorry,
Pompey probably get Adam Pompey probably has
Pompey
right to that. Yeah, but yeah, you're going Lecker still. He did get the start. He is the incumbent Warriors centre. To my chagrin, I am still stunned that Andrew Webster picked him as a starting centre against Penrith, and in sudden death semi, his first start at centre. When, I still would have gone the Tane into fullback, Chance into centre option, but nevertheless, that will be an ongoing debate, no doubt. And Fons, apologies from Fons, by the way. He was super keen to jump back in, but he is nose to the grindstone at work. Cannot peel himself away.
He's under the pump, isn't
he's keen though. He's trying to carve out some time before Christmas to do something.
When the weather's good, you just got to keep pouring concrete, though, eh? That's the problem. Like you got to just got to keep pouring concrete. You can't stop if the weather's good. So we just need some foul weather, so he can't get these driveways done. Have I let away too much there? He's a concrete placer, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he fits it. You'd assume so.
And that would be to the disgust of Ryan and Hawkins.
Mate.
He was keen. He was keen on when we were teasing this. So sorry, Ryan. Well, we tried, brother.
Yeah. No, we'll get him back. We love you, Fons, and can't wait to hear your post-season insights. Have been a long time coming. Khan Pereira, such a big fan. Just love guys that can score, can create their own opportunities on the wing as well. I think that's.
It can score from 90 meters out.
Yeah.
Well, I want someone that can score from 90 meters away from the other player's line, not diving for a corner from 10 out.
Yeah. Or doesn't necessarily need the overlap. You eye off his winger, take him on one-on-one and somehow.
Yeah. Taupo.
Get around him. A couple of other signings in the sort of younger age bracket. Harry Inch, this is a very interesting one. Nelson College, first 15 star. Snaffled him away from the Crusaders Academy and that sort of thing. And I'd love to see this guy come on. 19, got a real cult hero vibe, bit of a farm boy apparently, tough as nails,
tough as teak.
And halves fullback potential. Can't wait to see what he does in Jersey Flegg and maybe a bit of New South Wales Cup this year. And
coming from Union, probably got a half decent kicking game on him as well. Aren't the Union boys starting to get a bit waspy about losing players to league? And it's like, well, your game's shit, mate. No wonder they want to go play in a decent competition.
Yeah, and old Code Sports in Australia is really zeroing in on the story. They've uncovered the loyalty agreements. New Zealand Rugby wants young players to sign to try and ward them off league, and young players are coming to the NRL hand over fist. They put out a list of 40 pathways players that are 40 sort of Union stars or first 15 stars that are in Warriors pathway systems, and it's all happening. There's a real battleground out there.
Man. Yeah, I've talked to a couple of ex-Prem rugby coaches here from Dunedin, and one of them was telling me he's got a guy in the know, and he does a lot of coaching, goes in and does professional coaching for younger up-and-comers, and he was up in Canterbury not long ago. He come back and told my mate that first thing he said to him, he goes, "How's it looking up there?" And he goes, "We're in deep shit. We are in deep shit at the moment." He just doesn't know how rugby's going to be able to battle this. All the young kids, they just want to get the NRL. Such a nice competition to look like, to be involved in, compared to what rugby's thinned themselves out to be. So suffering your jocks, eh?
Yeah, it's reflected like in a the supporter base as well. Like I sort of family 50th down in Queenstown on Labour weekend, and talking to my cousin who's 50th. It was he's a rugby boy through and through, but he's just so into the NRL and what a strong competition it is, and his sons, so they've sort of been brought up on a diet of rugby predominantly. But him and all his mates are just so into the NRL and know all the teams, all the players, not just Warriors. It's
it's a swing that I've never seen
all over again.
As a league supporter and all that. What are we? You're 56 and I'm 33. And my whole life, roughly in between there, I've never seen this sort of swing in my lifetime. We've always sort of talked that even early days when the Warriors made the grand final, there was little whimpers of it, but it is a groundswell now. It's quite the movement, and it's as a downtrodden leaguey fan, it feels quite good to just be sticking the finger at them a little bit.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It is similar to me. The Winfield Cup explosion over here in the early 90s, where it just took off, and everyone had jerseys and stuff. But obviously the gap was so massive back then. The gap is smaller now, and it's a sort of similar surge of momentum. And Warriors at the forefront, even don't necessarily have to be making grand finals too. That supporters there. Good seasons, bad. Carrying on, Brad, we got another. So I think we did talk about Hazen Mellors, son of Vince, former Warrior. But we've even got a juicier father-son combo coming through the ranks, and it's young Braylon Marsh. I've seen some highlights of him. Looks very similar to his old man. Very a bit of a live wire hooker, and looking forward to seeing what he's able to do.
So he's a hooker following his old man. Although he was PJ was turned into a hooker, wasn't he? Was he a half that?
Yeah, as a halfback for Parramatta, and he came. Came here as 5'8". He only jumped into hooker, I think, after Monty Beetham did his knee at the start of 2002, and then he chucked him in at hooker. Lance High was on the scene, and next thing you know, he's state of origin hooker and a star in our grand final side. So, but and Braylon looks like a likely prospect. We're sort of seemingly flush with hookers all of a sudden.
Yeah. Whoa. That's or cut that little line, put it up on the thing. We're flush with hookers. Not too many people are flush with hookers, but you're right. There's a lot of hookers on contract. What sort of age is he though? So he must be. Is he flag?
Yeah, young.
Is this flag age? So he's 4 or 5 years away.
Yeah. Or maybe sooner. Like only. It's not out of the question to see a teenager play. Well, he's 18, so it's probably more about who's in front of him. Egan, around for quite some time. Healy.
So Egan's brothers where did he just bail to?
Yeah, has he gone too?
Talon. Is it Tyron? Talon?
Talon Egan. Has he gone? Has he?
I think he may have bailed to the Knights, hasn't he? Or something similar. I've seen a bit of yap about that. Yeah, so you're right. Because he was a hooker. Oh no, he was a fullback half option, wasn't he?
I think he plays around the lineup a bit. But we got Mackay Tafur as well, young guy that has played a lot of New South Wales Cup the last couple of years. He's from down this way, Linwood Cares Junior. And he's very good. So yeah,
I've seen that name in there, and I hadn't actually heard of that. Moving into a couple of signings that are actually in the top 30 now. And one is a surprise to me, Jai Linane and Morgan Gannon.
Yeah, so they were sort of stitched up a while ago, but we don't know a hell of a lot about either of them. Jai Linane hasn't even played as far as New South Wales Cup yet. Spent this season on the sidelines with a knee injury. Is that right? Come from Newcastle. Nephew of Steve.
Who's Steve?
Yeah,
has he got the car sales out Brighton way?
He might do now, but back in the day, he was Dally M Rookie of the Year in 1985 and top try scorer and a grand finalist for St George that year. And then 1987 got a 20-week suspension for eye gouging Greg Alexander, and and it kind of derailed his career a bit, kind of petered out with the Dragons and the Knights. But yeah,
that hat is so
there.
apt. That hat is so apt. That is
Yeah.
some gold stats. No shit, his old man. So what? 2, 3 seasons.
His uncle. Before Tara,
Oh, yes.
his dad with that brush was his uncle, Uncle Steve, madman.
Uncle Steve. Yeah, wild bastard.
Yeah. So yeah, sort of with a top 30 contract, kind of I guess leapfrogged Luke Hanson and I guess
Jet
Jet Cleary in the pecking order a bit. But yeah, interesting to see him in that top 30 list.
And what do you reckon about old Morgan Gannon? Is Gannon a replacement for maybe an off-contract Capewell in 12 months? Is that what this is? That he looks like that sort of shape of kid.
Yeah, but Limmy, but yeah, he played. So he's had a few injury problems himself, and he played 24 games for Leeds this year. 7 tries, mostly in the second row, but he had a start at 5'8", suggests a bit of ball playing could slot into that. I've sort of seen the like Dylan Walker type bandied around.
Yeah,
Seems kind of a bit sort of lanky for that sort of role, but we'll see. We've obviously got quite a few second row stars at the moment, but yeah, interesting to see if he can force a spot. Obviously not good enough to make the England team. No shame in that, but it's not like we're getting an elite Super League here.
Yeah.
So a guy chasing opportunity. But yeah, no, very interesting to see how he goes through trials.
The next few years, it's going to be hard for us. There's not much recruiting in the forwards needs to be done, does it? Really? The way we've built, it's only backs where it's looked like we need to shop for because the forward depth looks amazing. Maybe
there's some good players. Yeah, maybe front row. There's going to be some good players missing out on round one. Like Jacob Laban finished the season in the casualty ward, and then Eddie Iramia Taiva came through, and he was outstanding. But where does Gannon fit into that? That's it for round one. Unless Marata does drop out of the reckoning. Halasima and Vaimonga are, absolute guarantees these days.
And you got Jacko Ford, Barnett, Fisher Harris.
Barnett's back in the mix now. Fisher Harris, and then you got guys like Kalis Fadialofa who scored 14 tries playing the second row for the New South Wales Cup team. So it is no surprise. You can moan a bit about some of the guys we're letting go, which we'll come to in a second, but you just can't keep them all because they're simply not going to play reserve grade, first grade. So we'll look at that now. From that New South Wales Cup team has been picked apart. So going to the Panthers, we'll talk a little bit about each of them, but Freddie Lussick most recently announced. Fido Dido, 42 games over 4 years in first grade and a regular for New South Wales Cup 2. Hearty little competitor, but not one that he was never one enough. I mean, he probably did a really good job when we were still in that COVID position, but I guess when I saw him in the 17, my heart sank a little bit. It meant that we were missing someone better. If that seems harsh, but it was
five people better sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean, and if he's playing as a middle forward or whatever, good hooker backup. When prior to this season, when we didn't really have anyone between him and Egan, and that he's probably a bit more surplus to requirements now that we've got Healy, and young guys coming through. Good luck to him, Penrith. I can see him. They're a team that since Coruscant left, hasn't really bothered going super hard on elite hooker. Mitch Kenny, Luke Summerton, a bit more workmanlike. You might get a bit of first grade. Tom Ale, I'm excited about his opportunities over there. Just fell behind. We're always a big fan. Tanner Smith leapfrogged him.
Yeah.
But he didn't play first grade at all this year, Tommy. So hopefully he gets a run with the Panthers.
out of it. Not one game out of it.
Mm.
I completely missed the Kalani Going signing. I missed that. That's out of it. I thought he was doing a bit of a gap year to get to the Bears, but good. Jeez, they've raided us.
Yeah, so he's an interesting one, but older. One game for us when we trotted out that second string team, New South Wales Cup Player of the Year for the entire competition last year, title winning captain, and bloody good player, but just can't get a run with all these young guys coming through.
He's going to be stuck behind Papali'i as well, isn't he?
But I don't know what don't obviously pay as much attention to the depth at the Panthers, but he might find himself in first grade a little bit.
Either way, it's a great cover for all of these signings to be involved in, isn't it, for their development?
Yeah, I'm happy for them. And
Tommy, I'm stoked that we've got a relationship at the moment, back and forth between the Panthers.
Yeah, and then you got young Toby Crosby's probably the one that you would like them to keep, maybe. Exciting prospect, hard running forward, and was really finding his feet in New South Wales Cup, and could be a really, really good player.
Yeah,
but again, it's just that pecking order. If they're sort of saying you're knocking on the door in first grade, by mid-season at Penrith, or unlikely to get a run still at the Warriors, and it's hard to. But again, looking at those four guys, is there another one that's gone to Penrith? I feel like I'm missing someone, but those four guys are going, and everyone is, and to some degree, the fan base is sort of bemoaning these guys being allowed to leave. They played 2 first grade games between them, the 4 of those guys in 2025, and both of them were Lussick. So
and we can't lose the ones in front of them are definitely top tier. It's Kalani going, no, I think you've got them all. The funny team, like you get the Panthers, they got 4 quite quality, potentially great players, and then you look at what are the Rabbits up to? Just
I've had some shocking injuries in the back line, in a sort of 3/4 line that's probably lacking, outside of Jack White and Johnston, a bit of top tier. But best of luck to Ed Cossey and our boy Moala Graham-Talfa. I'll be waiting with bated breath to see them both get an opportunity. Geez, I'm going to enjoy watching Big Ed play when the consequences of his actions aren't
so much on our shoulders.
I'd love to see him go there and go really well, and he's playing under Wayne Bennett, and best of luck to him. But I mean, I think my thoughts on Ed as a player have been well documented, and he leaves behind a record of 36 games, 19 tries, not bad strike rate.
Good strike rate.
5 or 6 very memorably poor games. And I think in the end, we debated about how many games he'd play for us before going to Super League or somewhere else. And I think I got the right call with the under on that one.
Get the chocolates on that one.
Graham-Talfa got another run this year. Just never made the most of his opportunities in first grade. I still wish he'd got a run on the wing in first grade. Just think that would have been the better spot for him. He had some great performances as a winger in New South Wales Cup a couple of years back. He was mostly a winger in 2023 for them, and then they shifted him to the centres, and that's the only place he got a run in first grade for us. And it didn't kind of work out for him in 4 games. So MGT on his way, had a great year in that successful New South Wales Cup team this year. 17 tries in 23 games, all at centre. So it could be a good pickup. Might just be able to work with him there, and playing outside the likes of Cody Walker and White and Mitchell, feeding him, maybe. See how it goes.
It'll be interesting. I think both of them will get decent game time. I think they'll get a chance to actually get into the rhythm in NRL, won't they? Especially
like there's every chance that they. I think both of them are a real chance. for round one. Bunty Afoa, the
I'm so
long-serving
stoked Bunty got
Warrior.
a contract. So stoked.
Yeah, I'd love to see him get some more first grade. 7 games this year. We didn't see him after round 12. Tanner leapfrogged him in the front row stakes there, and obviously commiserations to big Anton Poser, his biggest fan.
Is he still a Warriors
the bright
supporter,
side
or has he
is-
jumped with the Tigers now?
Well, I don't know, because Anton is Sydney-based, as we all know, and he's going to
Is
get many
he?
more
I
opportunities than usual
wonder.
to see Bunty. He
I don't
might
think
need to
Anton be
just touch
tuning
up
into
that.
this.
Yeah,
He'll be tuning into
over
this
at
Tigers life.
West's Life, the controversial West Tigers podcast.
Are they controversial?
I think they got. Didn't they get
Did they?
served? Well, get threatened with legal action by some of the board and chairman and stuff. The shit's flagging off. Yeah.
Well, no. Good luck, Anton.
Yeah. No. But
Later,
yeah,
ball.
just chuck a lick of orange paint onto that Bunty Appreciation Society flag there, mate, and head down to Leichhardt, and you'll be having a great time. But
Another gutting one. Dragons, Setu 2 to Dragons.
Oh, Setu 2. Nothing would make me happier than seeing Setu 2 make his NRL debut. I know it's not going to be with us.
Has he not even played one game?
Not in first grade, no. And this guy, we've had some openings for wingers to play. For the Warriors in reserve grade since 2019, 45 tries in 67 games. This year, 13 and 14 games. Just couldn't find an opening there, but I was always a big fan of Setu, so good luck to him at the Saints.
Ever since that pre-season game about 3 seasons ago, where he just tore it up, that first one. Was it in Christchurch against Storm? I can't remember who it was.
I don't think it was here, but no, I'm talking about,
that's where
just wasn't in the stars for him, but good luck at the Saints. I just want to mention, I'm sure there might be another couple of young guys that are either being sniffed around or have been confirmed, but Isaiah Savia, who's hasn't made it to New South Wales Cup level yet, I don't believe, but star in the younger grades. He was the co-captain of the Canterbury 18s boys team that won a historic national title over the Auckland teams a couple of months ago. But he's announced, I haven't really seen anything official anywhere else, but he announced on social media he's heading to the Storm. So shame to lose an up-and-coming player of that quality. But again, you can't keep all these boys when there's so many coming through, and there's obviously a lot coming through from those Harold Matts winning teams. So good luck, guys there. Quickly on NRLW, Brad. Geez, that 2026 squad is
this is going to be sick.
Good.
These girls are going to be awesome, man.
So from the Broncos, Stacey Waka, who's missed this year with injury. Mali Hufanga, 3 tries and player of the match in the grand final win. Gail Broughton, and we're crying out for a classy playmaker, and Aneta Norsalo, all from the Broncos. Lashings of experience and class. Doesn't that bolster a lineup that I thought really overachieved this year, considering the lack of NRLW experience within and the suspensions and injuries. I thought they were excellent. So really excited about their prospects next year.
It's the only way any team in the NRLW are going to be able to strip some of the talent from Broncos as well, as to offering them to come back home, because they were starting to just build this untouchable team up there in Brisbane that it was starting to get a little bit silly how lopsided it was. And at least we've got the carrot to tease them back across the Tasman and strip them back. I can't wait for this next season. How many? Must be a few more. Is there any new teams in the NRLW next year?
Not at this stage. So just the same 12-team comp again. But
nice.
Yeah, very excited, especially Mali Hufanga. I mean, What a
Oh.
absolute weapon! That grand final
Shit
performance
rules,
was insane.
man.
And rescued us in the test against Samoa, 90-meter intercept try. Absolute freak. Re-signed a handful of their younger players that starred in their first NRL campaign. So good to see. Brad, the transfer window period has been, besides the likes of Lussick and co going early, it has been pretty quiet. We're expecting some massive signings.
Weren't we?
Kalen Ponga. Who did you think we were going to get? Ryan Pappenhausen on a 1-year deal.
Yeah. I thought we might get him for 12 months.
Alas, nothing of the sort. And it's a very, very interesting year for the off-contract contingent. And it's a fairly hefty one, and a lot of crossroads players.
Yes,
all crossroads players to a certain degree.
I think
they
all
run
are.
through them, Brad, and I'm going to say you're going to get first crack at whether to give them you want them to re-sign them, you want to lowball them, or you just want to say you're free to explore your
Straight
options.
cut.
So
right.
So first up, you got Rocco Berry, the polarizing Rocco Berry.
Oh. Pending, low ball pending at this stage. He has. I know you weren't too pumped up, but I seen some improvement in him at the back end of the games he did play last year. So pending.
Yeah, I just think he played nine games this year, finished maybe half of them.
First injury, glue factory though. Straight glue factory. Just put that sheet around him, and I want to hear a shotgun shell go off. Yeah, put him out of his misery.
Fuck. It is a shame that he hasn't been able to stay fit because he's had some. He seemed like he was on the cusp, and then injuries started getting into him last year, and then this year was just a disaster injury wise. I just can't justify persevering when you don't know if he's gonna finish a game, let alone put up a competent
exactly
display.
Yeah.
Tanner Boyd came in and I thought did a pretty decent job in difficult circumstances, replacing Luke Metcalf. Obviously a gun. It just seems like he's always going to be gun and cup.
Yeah,
just off the pace and NRL. But
is he a Cossie of halves?
And did a reasonable job. Yeah, I think even that's maybe slightly harsh. I don't think he had any out and out shockers.
Oh but I mean, just dominates the New South Wales Cup more.
Yeah.
I'd re-sign him if he's going to pay the. I'd take on Tanner again.
Yeah,
no worries.
But I just don't see him like getting to the stage, even though he's a bit younger than a couple of our halves. I don't quite see him forcing his way.
You'd only spend $750 on him. Choice. Yeah, you'd only spend $750.
Speaking of, we got Kurt Capewell next. I think I'd be quite happy. I think he's done a good job, and apologies to some fairly feisty Kurt Capewell
the Harrisons, the bloody Harrison boys. They come in all worked up.
Yeah, but he is getting up there age-wise. I think he's 32 now. He has done all right, I think, in 2 seasons, and he's certainly plugged. I feel like his most value has come from filling in at centre or
how versatile
plugging
he is.
a gap rather than being a starting second row for us.
This is a victory lap for me from him this year.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd like.
I think he came over here on a pretty good wicket, and he'd have to be taking a fairly big haircut, I think, to be extended. Tamati Martin, he extended for a year, probably a tad surprising from the club, I suppose, but he seems like a guy that just wants, if he's going to keep playing, he just wants to play with the Warriors.
Just wants to be New Zealand.
Go pig hunting, go. But I'd probably wouldn't say disappointed, but maybe surprised or flummoxed at the amount of first grade he got this year. Ended up playing 17 games after not appearing until round 7. Yeah, mostly off the bench, couple of games in the halves there. Very versatile and solid, but you'd love to, there's other versatile guys in the squad that I think that I'd rather see Sam Healy at 14.
Yeah.
And, rather than sort of pick him because he is the best injury cover, because I don't think he's the next best at any of the positions anymore.
Like Capewell, hopefully it's a baton-handing season.
Yeah, good to see Tamati get a recall to the Kiwis after some injuries.
Murata?
Yep. He's one that I think we really can't wait to be free of this contract. He came over on a rumored 800 plus.
Gee whiz.
And I think he had a good
That's
2023.
Almost Tanner Boyd money.
Yeah, diminishing returns since. Still some good moments, but I just don't think there's enough of it, enough production from him to. So I could still see him maybe getting into that front row rotation, but on the edge, still think the game is passing him by a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I think, especially with the young fellas nipping at his heels, we don't lose much him not being there with these young fellas coming through.
Yeah,
so he's either going to reinvent himself as a front rower or
Well, how long can you keep, justifiably picking him ahead of Jacob Laban, Eddie Tava, Lek Halasima? Like,
you're right.
Yeah, that's your future there. Roger. So there's suddenly it sounds, there's a chance that it might not quite be his last year. He's Player of the Year, brilliant, ageless. That 360 deal isn't quite as good as done. So you got a few.
This 360 outfit. It seems like, I don't know. The first thing I see in my mind when I think of this R360, whatever it is, I had to do a little Google to even find out what it is. And it headed by that Tyndall, fronted by that Tyndall and married the footy English rugby player that married into the. Yeah, that's it. Actually, didn't he kiss a chick at altitude in Queenstown one year? Remember that?
That's right.
That blew up when that
something happened. Yeah,
during
the World Cup. Yeah.
Jeez, that's a rough. That's risking it, kissing someone in there. But anyway, fronted by him, it just reminds me of that football game off of Starship Troopers when it's just full arena football and all fake. They're just driving this bus into town. I don't know if this R360 will get off the ground. You might get 5 or 6, but I don't think you're going to get swaves of players heading over there.
No, and it makes sense for someone like Roger at the back end of his career if he's going to get
what
paid
it's built for,
millions of dollars. But I mean, honestly, the way he's playing, I'd quite happily extend Roger. He was durable this year, and I mean, the work rate was insane. It was up there with anything he's produced in his whole career.
Professional, knows how to finish a try.
Yeah. And error free. I thought he was great. As you've talked about Chanel already, I mean, I would love to see him stay. You're on the fence still, and obviously a lot of young halves options coming through. I'm a fan. I think we need to shore up, and he's one that I'd be keeping ahead of Tanner and Tamati if it came down to it. Tane Tuapiki is an interesting one. I would almost want him if he's gets sort of utilized in the same way he did this year as merely a backup. I would almost want him to try his luck somewhere that's looking for a fullback, because I think he can be a genuine NRL fullback, and this is kind of the time. He's not super young. He's young in terms of NRL experience, but a bit of a late bloomer when it came to debuting. He's 26 now, so 25 first grade games for us. 14 last year, but a big chunk of those are on the wing while Dallin was still out injured. I mean, there's still a big part of me that can really see the value in chance to centre where we're kind of struggling, and Tane to fullback where we get an extra point of attack. And I think a genuine, reliable fullback who does, doesn't do all the fullback things as well as Chance, but does them well enough and does plenty of things better.
That's it. And I think circle back to that what did you say, that YouTube video that you're watching of all the highlight tries of the year. I'm picking Kane. I know Webby's a defensive coach, isn't he? And Chance is a defensive fullback, but I wouldn't mind a fullback being involved in a bit more point scoring like most other teams in the competition.
Yeah. And he's not quite like Roger 2018 defensive Chance right now. I don't think there's a few signs that he was a bit, had a few average games. Huge work rate and all that. But, Tane played most of his season on the wing, handful of games at fullback, ended up with 5 tries, 4 line breaks, more than Chance had all year, playing most of the season at fullback. So, we'll see what happens. I thought that late switch by Stacey against Tonga was a bit of a blueprint. Keanu Kinney, player of the match at fullback, and a late change in Chance scoring a try at centre. If he score another try in the final, I think he could do a really solid job there. And, love to see a live wire at the back.
Needs a haircut though, doesn't he? Chance before next season. Get that fringe out of your bloody eyes. He's too worried about flicking that fringe. Shave it off, sunshine. This is like that. What was that episode Simpsons when he's telling him to get rid of the sideburns?
Get rid of those sideburns. Fake dogs, good times. Coming to the end of his couple of guys on development contracts that are off contract according to NRL.com. Luke Hanson and Sio Kali. Sio Kali's a guy I'm a big fan of, but he could go down the same route as Sedu too. Just maybe too small and wiry to catch the eye of the first grade coaches and get a run, but quite a fan of his. Still young. And
that's what he's got on his side, Carly. He's young. I think he must be getting up around 24, 25 now. Would he be? He's been around. It's a decent few seasons. He's been playing reserve grade
since 2019. So, and Luke Hanson's an interesting one. He's been a very impressive performer for New South Wales Cup.
But again, I think that's his jam, isn't it? I think that's just where he fits into the scheme of things as New South Wales Cup.
But maybe, hasn't had the opportunity higher up. He scored 2 tries in that state championship game. But again, it's just we've got a boatload of halves at the club and signed, 2 more guys slightly younger than him on top of Jet Cleary that are, all sort of have designs on first grade. So
I guess this must be what it feels like to have a good club. This must be what it felt like to be a Broncos fan for so long or a Storm fan. You've actually got this glut of talent that you don't. It's so hard to know who's squeezing out the end of the toothpaste tube and onto the field. Everyone's trying to get to that door at the same time. Yeah, that's quite a nice feeling. 16 halves that could probably go play.
We'd love a marquee one, but maybe Metcalf can get somewhere near that level. Brad, have you got time for us to run over a bit? And haven't ticked off a few of our things, but we should probably talk about the draw quickly if we can.
Yeah, the draw. Right. It's going to have to be a 2-parter. Okay. But I'm looking through the list here. There's a lot. Yeah. Damn it. It's going to be 2-parter.
Yeah, okay. I'll just go and bring up that if you're watching this on YouTube, we've got the draw up now. Really interesting. I think probably for us, maybe the most interesting point was Takaha Stadium in Christchurch getting its debut in round 16 against the Cowboys a Sunday afternoon. That's going to be a massive occasion, surely a sellout. Super exciting.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Yeah. The Warriors,
that's going to be
only
cool.
the 9 games at Mount Smart. They're taking the Anzac Day game to Wellington. And then again, they are the home team at Magic Round.
How does that Wellington game sit with you? What after watching a couple of games in Wellington?
Well, it's a terrible stadium if you're around the halfway mark.
Yeah. That's a shame. It's a shame for Wellington fans too that stadium is aging, becoming obsolete so quickly because it's not fun anymore. That place.
Yeah, good for cricket. Yeah, and Magic Round, we're home team. Controversially, well, not controversially, I don't think, but we're home team as we usually are for Magic Round. We'll get a bit extra cash, but because we're playing the Broncos there, fans have got the heckles up a bit. But the Broncos are an away team at Magic Round every year, and that's just the way it's always been.
You told me that it's because of gate, so we get the gate at that.
Well,
correct?
You do, yeah, because you're losing a home gate. By being the home team there, so I guess you get compensated.
By getting
for
the
that.
home gate over
But
there.
But it wouldn't be. We in a season where we're taking 2 other games on the road, albeit still to passionate fan bases. It would be it's a shame for the Auckland fans. Only the 9 games. Probably
that's thin, isn't it?
We'll just and probably the part of that Magic Round draw that I find a little bit galling is that we've also got an away game against the Broncos at Suncorp. So of all the years, we're playing the defending premiers twice at Suncorp. But exciting. I mean, that is the game of Magic Round by far.
And they've done that on purpose. It's the final game of the round, isn't it? So they're stringing those.
Keep everyone.
Geez, there's going to be some tired boys at that game, hey? Knowing what we went through last year. That's the last place I'd want to be at 6:00 on a Sunday in Brisbane. Yeah. Gee whiz.
Well, we didn't even make it to Suncorp on the Sunday, so that's what we needed the Warriors to be playing on Sunday, really, didn't we?
Yeah, it would have helped the occasion.
But playing the Broncos again in the latter rounds at Suncorp, that's a tough one. The thing I found most interesting about the season's draw, so 4 of the first 7 games at Mount Smart, then they only play 1 of the next 12. Once in the next 12 weeks, they play at Mount Smart. All 3 buys crammed into that period. Magic Round and the Wellington and Christchurch games. So if you're sitting there in Auckland, you've got 1 game to go to between round 8 and round 19.
Between April and June.
So it's against the Sharks the week before the Christchurch game, round 15. So it's
and then it's the end of the July to the next one. Is that what they do?
Yeah. What's that?
How do they do a draw? What is there any?
They used AI apparently this year.
Did they?
They used AI to create it. Yeah. So that was. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll work in our favour. We didn't have a great record at Mount Smart this year, and nor do we have a great record in weather games over the last couple of years. So
it worked in our favour travel wise, because aren't the Cowboys travelling the most distance this season? Finally, we've been knocked off. Yeah. I think we might even be 3rd. Yeah. Cowboys are actually on the road and have to travel more kilometres than us this season. I don't know what the go with that is.
Yeah, that's good. Well, not so
Which
good
makes sense, though. They're just as far away from them as we are in New Zealand. Jesus, a big bastard place, isn't it, Australia?
Yeah.
Just friggin' flat and red as far as the eye can see. I still can't get my head around it.
Yeah. And then 4 of our last 8 at Mount Smart, 3 of the last 5 include so we play our first 2 at Mount Smart, Roosters in round 1, Raiders in round 2, and then our last 2 there too, Newcastle and Manly. So chance to get off to a good start against 2 high profile teams. It'd be DCE's first game for the Roosters, and playing the bristling minor premiers who went out in straight sets for old Tally.
Bundled out.
Still hurting on that one. Jeez. I'd have to say that was one of the more the first minor premiers to go out in straight sets since 2009. And didn't they do it in style?
Poor bastards.
Yeah, but Knights and Manly, if we're
that's not a bad way to finish.
Rabbits won't be
challenging anyone. There's 3 games there.
So.
We're not talking ladder talk. It's fucking November, the year before this kicks off, and we're talking ladder talk for What is that?
Well, one thing
Next
we
year.
probably run out of time, but Fonz has actually put his. I'm just going to let you know what he thinks actually before we won't chuck ours in, but we can next time. He has been in
Has he got
touch today on Pod Day, and he's chucked out his odds for where we for us making the 8. He reckons $1.70 to make top 4, $3.50 to win the comp, $30, and to win the spoon, $20. So yeah, interesting. Fairly optimistic as far as doing well goes. I think I'd have us a bit longer for each of those, but yeah, probably an acknowledgement that we could also fall apart and come last for the first time ever.
Nah, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. There's a lot of other shithouse teams. These bloody Dragons. We're in the same competition as the Dragons and the Titans, remember? No way.
Yeah.
There's no chance of them winning more games than us. Oh, shit.
But yeah.
What do you reckon? I'm getting poked. I've got...
Yeah, mate. Let's wrap her up.
Carry on.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you've, enjoyed some of this ramble. Good to get this one under the belt, Brad, after a couple of months off. We'll
practice. It's just pre-season, isn't it? We've just come in pre-season. Yeah. We're sort of just laying around the wrestling mats and that, just stretching and meeting the new guys today. We'll be out on the paddock in the field, running it hard, sort of we'll get into some contact 2 or 3 weeks, I reckon.
Yeah. Fon's hopefully back as well, and we'll see what else we can rustle up for you. Thanks for listening. Thanks to everyone that does listen and has been enthusiastically waiting. Our Patreon supporters, most of all, King's Container Crew, Tabby, Frank Podcasts.
Don't forget that. Give a little jump in there and look at that.
Go fund me,
yeah, or whatever it is. Sorry,
it's in there as well. But yeah,
sweet.
That'll do. Thank you, Brad.
Right,
good to see you, mate.
Later, Buzz.
Okay. What was the thing that I say at the end?
Here's to feeling good all the time, my man. Was it
That's
that one?
the one.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks for that.
This is a Frank podcast.